and welcome to your messages for the week. Today is Sunday, the 10th of September, 2023. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Deborah Jane Sutton, and you can find out more about me and the things that I do from my website, deborahjanesutton.com. While you're there, download my first book, Heal Yourself to Happiness, which is absolutely free. And it is an introduction to energy healing, self-healing, understanding yourself as an energy being, and how you can raise your frequency and heal yourself at this time of the Great Awakening, where it is so important to understand the power that you are and the power of your thoughts and loving yourself and all of those things. So check that out because it's absolutely free. That's my gift to the world in this Great Awakening. And the six cards have come out, and they've come out really quickly. So yes, there's obviously messages to be had. So I'm going to dive straight in. Oh, look at this. The sun, starting with the sun, light. This is a reminder that we are light bodies. I mean, literally, we are light bodies. You know, when you see the colors of the rainbow, you know, and it's different colored lights. This is what we are. That's what the chakras are. It's our light coming in, and the different colored lights have a different frequency, so they help us in a different way. You know, so like the root chakra lights, the red light gives us that sense of belonging, that sense of survival, you know, stability, security, and all of that, you know. And then we have the orange light coming in, which gives us our creativity, you know, and it gives us more a connection with a smaller group of humanity as opposed to humanity as a whole. Solar plexus, you've got that yellow light, which is giving you your confidence. That's your personal power. That's your belief in yourself. And then when we come up to the heart, the green light is literally the green light for go. I've not thought about that before. Isn't that lovely? It's giving us the green light to go into the heart. And that's when we start realizing that we're more than the physical manifestations that we see in front of us. We're more than the physical body, and there's more to life than what we're seeing with our limited human vision and our limited human senses. And that's really when we open up to understanding that although we've had the personal power and we've been maybe ambitious and stuff like that, and developed a sense of who we are, an identity around our human, which isn't a bad thing in the beginning. It's all par for the course, right? But then we realize that there's more to life than the one we're living, and we realize that that truth lies in the non-physical aspects of our multidimensional being, which brings us to the blue light, which is our expression, our total expression, and it's soul expression. I've mentioned this before. It's our soul expressing itself, not our human, because if our human is hurt and angry, we might want to express that, which is okay. There's no right and wrong, but I'm just not talking about that. That light isn't there to wallow in the ego and the pain body, as Eckhart Tolle would call it. That's not what this light is about. This light is about understanding who you really are, the authenticity of who you really are, and expressing that, expressing your soul's desires as opposed to your human desires. I think that came out last week, didn't it? And then, of course, we've got the indigo color light, which is really helping us tap into the non-physical world. So that will be helping us with our imagination, which is not imagination, of course, what we've been led to believe. Imagination is reality, but in a different dimension. Okay. And it helps us understand the non-physical world, you know, and our insights into that, and the insights that come when you explore your multidimensional nature. And then, of course, we've got the white light of the crown chakra, which is our connection to source. So we are light beings. We are made of light, and they're all at a different frequency, which is helping us at a different frequency. Of course, the root chakra will be the lowest frequency because that's the density of the physical world. And of course, the crown chakra will be at the highest frequency. But we can raise these frequencies, and we need to balance them because they're all energies as well. We call them energy centers, but they're light centers as well. It's our light coming in. but we need to balance them, because like everything, like tarot, like astrology, like the gene keys, which will have a shadow, and a siddhi, which is the kind of the goal, or there's also the gift in gene keys. It's looking at the positive and negative polarity of things. And maybe we shouldn't even use the words positive and negative. That's kind of misleading in itself. But it's just looking at, I sometimes say, the flip side. So let's take, astrology, for example. So you take the planet, let's say Saturn, so we think, well, it's strict, it's rigid, it's got these qualities to it. But you could also look at it as in it's strong, it's disciplined, and so you can, everything, that's just one example that came to my mind. You can look at everything as having a flip side, or a more beneficial side, shall we say. And it's the same with our light coming in. If we're out of balance, if we're not conscious, then obviously these energies may not be serving us so well. So it's up to us to learn about our multidimensional being, learn about our light beings, learn about our energy beings, our physical body, our emotional, our mental, our spiritual, and understand the non-physical world, so that we can tap into who we really are and get the maximum benefits from our energies, from the energy that we are. Now, I'm not surprised that this is coming up, actually, because we are in September, and the September messages, so I will put a link in the description and the video in the end screen, because they were all about understanding who you really are. And I talked more there about the soul profiles and the energies of the soul profiles, which is one of the things I offer. And yeah, I talk more in detail about that. It's about being who you came here to be. So I don't want to repeat all of that, but obviously it's relevant because we're in the month of September. While I'm just mentioning that video from September, I am offering a freebie, and I will be picking the winner at random shortly. So if you haven't seen that, or you haven't commented, watch that video to see your opportunity, to see how you can enter. Is it a competition? I don't know. That doesn't sound right, does it? But for your chance of winning a free energy reading with me, I was giving it away as a freebie, which I do occasionally. So check out that video, the month of September. It will be link in the description, video in the end screen, and you need to comment on that video in order to have a chance of being picked at random, because I'm picking people at random from the comments. So yes, but it is all relevant, the content of that video, because it is all about understanding who you really are. And this is a reminder that, look, the rays of the sun are spiritual guidance, and this obviously has the greatest spiritual guidance. Horses are positive movement forward, and of course the baby represents like rebirth, because it is like a rebirth when you start following your heart, because we weren't brought up to do that, right? And then when you start following your soul's desires, and you're going to say to me, but I don't know what my soul desires are. Okay, put that aside. I didn't know what mine were either. But just allowing everything to flow to you. You could be curious, you can ask questions. Why is this happening? Why am I getting sent here? Why have I got the urge to do this? This is interesting. Why did I have this perceived negative experience? There's all sorts of things going on like that. Keep an open mind, observe you're human, don't get caught up in it all. And releasing all your expectations, because trust me, heaven on earth is a long way from the way that we were brought up. And so in order for us to get there, we do need to turn our life a little bit upside down. And I've said this before, and it's really relevant. We incarnate very often into opposite scenarios to that we want to create, for the purpose of us observing the systems, the way things are, the way people believe, the way people, I don't know, live their life, usually opposite to what our heart and our soul want us to do. And it's so that we can observe it, clock it, and we can go, okay, that's not for me. I want to create something different. Okay, and then we consciously create the difference. If we were brought up in an environment where we were completely resonating with it, we probably wouldn't step into our power so much, because we would just take everything for granted, and we'd be happy in our comfort zone, wouldn't we? But now the fact that we are observing what we don't want in life, it helps us understand the importance of creating the new. So I hope that makes sense, because this is a beautiful card to start off with. There's your decision. There's your decision that we all have. Now, this comes in many levels. This could be, because there's the subconscious fears. The moon is your subconscious fears. So of course she's in her comfort zone, but the trouble is, if you're not leaving your comfort zone, and you're meant to be leaving your comfort zone will cease to be comfortable. It will be your discomfort zone. And so therefore, but this is unknown. And that's why people are scared of moving there. So it's an unknown way of doing things. Well, of course it is, because we're bringing heaven to earth. Okay. And we're doing it through our level of consciousness. We haven't done it before. You know, our humans haven't done it before. It's a big thing in the galactic realms, what's going on here. And because you can't see the benefits of what's going on. And this could often be like a tower card moment, which I've talked openly about my tower card moment at the beginning of 2022, which led me to open the garden retreat, which was a soul desire that I didn't know I had. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. But this is a decision. You kind of have to make a decision to leave your comfort zone. First, you're going to acknowledge that your comfort zone isn't that comfortable. But this could be leaving the day job. I know that's happening for a lot of people, taking that leap of faith from the day job so that you can start doing whatever your passion hobby is. It could be leaving a relationship. We've talked about this before, or it could be on a much smaller scale. It could be just changing your diet, or just changing the places that you go to, changing who you spend time with. I mean, really, it could be on quite a small scale as well. Making the decision to literally quit the coffee drinking, maybe, or just change something. You see, she's making a decision. But why is this sword, which is an idea, a belief? Remember, swords are air, so they relate to mental processes. So why does she have this thought? Is it inspiration coming in and she's telling herself she can't do it? But she's got this thought, this desire. Is it a desire to change her ways? Is it a desire to change her negative habits? Is it a desire for something more, but she doesn't know what? But she knows that she has to leave this, because very often, I'd normally talk about this with the Fool card, but I think it's relevant for this one. When we take a leap of faith, energetically, when you take a leap of faith, and let's say you jump from a cliff or something, there is an energetic upthrust that comes, that carries you, but you don't get that until you've jumped. So, you know, this is how birds learn to fly and stuff like that. Why don't they just fall down? When people, these crazy people, you know, adventure, you know, travel people or whatever, that throw themselves off cliffs in like bird suits or what have you, very often, no, not always, but very often, you know, there is this energy that will come and carry them. And that certainly happened to me when I left the day job. I had no idea how I was going to, you know, pay the mortgage, do this, do that, what have you. And then suddenly things happened, you know, that helped me on my path and just told me in no uncertain terms that I'd made the right decision. Just loads and loads of things just happened, and really told me that I'd made the right decision. So yes, it could be on any scale. Maybe you want to get a market stall out, you know, you want to start something like that. Maybe you want to start selling, you know, your passion hobby, or you want to start offering services. And maybe it just means starting with friends or family. You know, you don't have to do it big. You just baby steps. That was the message from, I think, July. I think that's still relevant, isn't it? That's still relevant. Let's have a look at the next one. Because the first thing we need to do, you've got another 2 now. So we've got 2 of Swords, and now we've got the 2 of Wands. So this is interesting, because I've literally just said, just take action, take it however small, just take action in this new direction. You don't have to, sometimes it doesn't have to be a massive leap of faith. Sometimes it can just be starting something new. You know, maybe you want to start fasting. Let's just start 1 day a week. Maybe you want to, you know, start spending more time on your passion hobby. Well, put aside Sundays or something, you know, so that you can do it. It could be just poco. But Wands are action, physical action in the physical world, and they are fire. So they are transformative, they're passionate, okay, and they get things going. He's got the whole world in his hands, and he's looking out over the shores of heaven on earth. So I think this is beautiful, because 2s are decisions. So what I think, what needs to be said here, if this is not the life that you want to be living, then it's only you that can change it. You can't wait for something to happen. You can't wait for somebody else to do something. You can't wait for something in the outside world to change what's happening in your life. It doesn't work like that. There is only you, and you are creating your reality through the frequency that you are. It's like you have a virtual reality headset on. Nothing outside of you is affecting you. And I know you think it is, but everything outside of you is a holographic projection. It's a reflection of your frequency, your beliefs, your emotions, and what's going on in the cells of your body, because you are the whole universe in one human being. So what I often say with this card, the Two of Wands, is making the decision to create heaven on earth. I want to say making the decision to leave the matrix. Okay, because the matrix is just the density of our perceptions. You know, we were wading around in the density of our own beliefs. That's all it is, because it's an illusion, right? But we created that illusion through our beliefs and our thinkings, because our parents told us that this is the way it is, you can't change it, you know. And it's like, there is only you that can change it. There is only you that can change your reality. So understanding all of this really helps you take that first step. And this is like baby steps. So this is the thoughts, right? Thinking that your life is a little bit not going the way you want it to. There's your fears and everything. This is your comfort zone, which isn't comfortable, remember. And this is your new inspiration coming in, your new ideas, but you have fear because you don't know where it's going to take you, you know. But he's come on the heels of this to tell you, just take action. Just take action. Just start selling stuff. Just start doing what it is that you love. Go and study that course. I'm going to say, spend your savings. Consider it a rainy day. And spend your savings. You've got the whole world in your hands. If you're meant to be doing it, it will be inspiring you. Ask yourself this question: why are you inspired to do stuff? Because not other people are not inspired to do the same stuff as you. That inspiration is yours, and it's divine, and it's coming to you for you to take the baby steps and the action. Once you take those baby steps, you are then opening the door for the energy to grow. Do you see what I mean? Because we create our physical world through our consciousness, our thoughts, our words, and our actions. So once your consciousness has come in with this inspiration, you put it into words, which is why affirmations and chatting about what you do is so valuable. Okay, and then you take the baby steps. That is manifestation. And then you open the floodgates of the divine. That's what I want to say. Open the floodgates. Oh, that might have to be the title of this week's. Open the floodgates of the divine, and then the energy will start flowing, and then you'll have no choice but to carry it on. Yep, because it's your destiny. Oh, truth bumps. Truth bumps. I've just got really cold, and yeah, you can see all the hair standing up. Okay. Yeah, because it's who you're meant to. Oh, what a powerful reading. Look, it's come right under here as well. Because it's about being who you came here to be. So this obviously came up in the September messages. This is about getting your birth chart read, checking out your gene keys, having your soul profile read, a human design, whatever it is that you resonate with. But it is about finding out more about who you really are and what you came here to do. It's powerful, powerful, powerful. And if you have a desire to do something, if you're inspired to help other people, because most people instinctively want to help other people, and you think, well, how do I do that? Just a little word of advice here. Sometimes it's not about doing. Often it's about just being who you are. And another mistake that we often make is that our life purpose has to be a job which brings us money. And that doesn't have to be the case either. Although when you follow your heart and you do what you love, your abundance will be there. It really, really will. But it doesn't have to be a job that brings you in money. Okay, what can be the case is you could be doing something to keep yourself financially secure. Okay, it might not be you know, something stressing you, just something, you know, could be something quite mundane, but you enjoy it or what have you. And then your life purpose is how you present your energy to everyone that you meet through that job or socially or neighbors or what have you. Because it's not about our purpose is like, this is my purpose, and then I'm going to go and live over here. Our life is our purpose. Our life is our purpose. How you talk to people, how you express yourself, how you hold space for others, how you listen to others, how you allow other people to be who they really are. That's a gift. That's who you are. Because we're all divine love and healing, and we're all of those 8 energy centers that I often talk about: divine compassion, divine truth, divine wisdom. We're all of this. All of us, we all have it in the cells of our body. We all have it in the light that is coming in, creating our light body. So just being who you are, it doesn't have to be a job or an effort or anything. Because once you open up and you use your free will to just say, I am ready and willing to allow my full potential, then you are your higher self, right? You will start creating the right people at the right time, at the right place, for you to be able to just open your heart and be more of who you are, which is love and compassion and caring and following your heart and following your inspirations and doing whatever creative endeavors it is that you enjoy. Okay, so like me doing these videos, maybe nobody's even going to see it, but look what joy it's bringing. Do you see what I'm getting at? It's not about how many people receive it. It's about you expressing it. And as soon as one other person has benefited, and I benefit from doing this, so job done already. That's all you have to do. If your hobby is making something, you got satisfaction out of it. You got engrossed in it. You got connected to your divinity. You were shining your divinity while creating something. You know, sharing it with others is really important as well, because we know that, don't we, from Pablo Picasso? The meaning of life is to find your gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away. So we do need to put it out there. But all I'm saying is that whether one person benefits from it or a million, it doesn't matter. It's just about you creating, you expressing who you really are, and it just being received by at least one person, which can be you, of course, because there is only you. This is really, really about being who you came here to be. Oh my goodness me, we've got the lovers. I'm going to have more truth bumps now. The lovers. That's all there is. That's all there is. Oh, I'm going to get quite emotional now as well. Love is the answer. Love is the answer to everything. Love who you are. Be who you came here to be. Love who you are. Love what you do. Love how you share it. Just be authentic. Love your true self. If people don't resonate, they won't come into your reality. Don't worry what other people think of you, because if anyone isn't resonating with you, they just will not come into your reality. It's okay. And if someone does doubt you or give you some, you know, SHIT or what have you in your reality, it's a trigger. It's a trigger for you to learn something about what's going on within you, because it takes us time to actually integrate this understanding into the cells of our body, because we still have energy in the cells of our body very much from past lives as well. I mean, I always knew that, of course, because I do past life healing, but I'm listening to the Convoluted Universe series from Dolores Cannon, and it really brings it home how much of our energy that we're expressing, whether it be perceived as negative or positive in this lifetime, actually has its roots in past lives. But anyway, but it is about understanding the importance of loving yourself. And so when something comes into your environment and it's triggering a negative emotion or something, so I will put a link in the description and a video in the end screen to my Understanding Triggers video, because it's really important to understand that. Because if something that you think, oh, that's not me, that's not for me, that's not like me, but it's bothering you, then it is coming from the cells of your body. And it could be something deep rooted, past life, inherited, you know, and it could just be a little bit. And remember, what's outside of us often holds a magnifying mirror. Remember, it's a magnifying mirror. So very often, you know, when we're triggered by someone and people say, no, that's not another part of me, I'm nothing like that. Well, now in this lifetime, you might not be, but you were. Remember, we've been unconscious. We've been very unconscious, you know. And as I often say, until we love everybody and everything unconditionally, we're still being unconscious to a certain extent, aren't we? So we need to get out of denial about having these emotions in the cells of our body. If we're feeling them, if they're getting triggered, they're ours. And then we need to process them, don't we? So if you have somebody doubting you or making fun of you or anything like that on the outside of you, then that is a part of you that is doubting you and making fun of you, because we're programmed, you know. And, you know, if you had said to me 5 years ago, even just 5 years ago, you're going to be working from a tent in the garden reading tarot cards, I would have laughed. I would have gone, really? I think you've got the wrong person there. So this is what I mean. So be careful about this denial business. Let's just have an open mind and an open heart and trust that this light that's coming in, which we've talked about, the light coming in is love. That's the energy. That's the all that is. The all that is love. That's all there is. And I'm not even going to talk about relationships. I often say I don't do relationship readings, although having said that, I often say that when people ask, I say it's all about loving yourself. And the more we love ourselves, the more we can be loved by others, of course, because it's going to be a reflection of our level of self-love. And if someone doesn't love us, they are reflecting back to us our lack of self-love. Having said that, once I get into readings, then often relevant stuff does come up. So maybe it's just something that I need to say, just to help people understand that if you're not feeling an overwhelm of self-love and you're looking for a relationship, focus on loving yourself first. Otherwise, you will get that lack of self-love reflected back to you in the relationship that you find. Okay, so that's a really important one. So this is about self-love and about lovers. It's about, you know, if you're looking for a lover, then make sure that you love yourself first, because whoever you meet will be a reflection of you. So that's an important point. And there's your spiritual guidance. It's absolutely beautiful. But this is a reminder that we are love and light. That's who we came here to be. I mean, wow, it couldn't be clearer, could it? It's absolutely gorgeous. So you are a light being of love, of pure love. It's our instinctive, natural way to live and to feel. It's that when I do the heart healings, you know, we open that, we take that wall away, we release the heart wall, and then you just open up to that light coming through, you know, because we are tapping into the divine masculine from Father Sun comes down into the heart, and the divine feminine from Mother Earth comes up, okay, to the heart, and then we create from here. So you have this beautiful synergy of divine masculine and feminine energy, which all of creation is made from. But when you create here and you do it consciously and you follow your heart, that's why you can't go wrong when you follow your heart, because you are creating from the most divine energies. And that's why it's so important to release any wall. You know, you can once bitten, twice shy. We sometimes try and protect ourselves, you know, but it doesn't work because we're not actually releasing the emotion. We're just pushing it down or blocking it into a wall. Then when you present yourself to the world, what's going to get reflected back is guarded people, protected people, people that are not really being authentic, people that are scared to get hurt, you know, people that don't want to commit. I mean, people that don't know their own light, people that don't know their own love, you know. So opening the heart is one of the most important things that we can do. And then when you open your heart, you feel that light coming through. I actually have a little video, I can't believe I'm mentioning it, about, it's a physical way to open your heart, because I'm such a big fan of lying over big balls, because when you lie over a big ball, what happens is you open your heart. And when you open your heart physically, you're opening it on all energy levels, remember, because people often come up from that feeling like that, and you just know that they've released a load of energy from around their hearts. It's powerful stuff. I'll put a link in the description to that as well. It's only like a 5-minute practice over a big ball, but it's just understanding that you're opening your heart. It's the consciousness that we put on these things that's important. Of course, in yoga, you know, we can do the wheel and stuff, but that takes a lot of strength, and it's when you lie over a ball, you can kind of relax a little bit more, if you see what I mean. But yes, it's a beautiful way to open the heart. Of course, emotionally, we can do it using the emotion code. And of course, mentally, we can do it using affirmations. I am ready and willing to open my heart. That's beautiful, isn't it? I am ready and willing to open my heart. Oh, I have to say that another time, because 3 is the magic number. I am ready and willing to open my heart. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, that's kind of really, really important. You see how we can do it physically, emotionally, and mentally. That's going to help us, obviously, on the spiritual level. It's just beautiful. So when your heart is open, that is your true divine light and love coming through. And when I say yours, I don't mean your humans. I mean your higher self, source energy. You are a fractal of source. The love and power of source flows through you. It flows through your light. It flows through your love, through the heart. That's why when you create from the heart, you cannot go wrong. When we create from the mind, can you see how it's already limited? Because your heart is operating in the 5th dimension. Your mind is operating in the 4th. So you can have lots of good ideas, and we need to use the 4th dimensional mind in order to carry out the actions, because we've got our ideas coming through, and then this is the actions that we're taking. Well, that's going to take some mental processes, because we might have to plan and organize and create a website or get people together or whatever it might be. So yes, we need to use, you know, the mind in the 4th dimension, but we want to use it after the inspiration and love has come through the heart, so that we're using the mind to carry out the desires of the heart, which are the desires of your soul, which are God desires, source desires. They are the desires of who you really are. That is what we need to create from. And when we open our heart and realize all of that, then we can use the mind to bring it into the physical reality, to bring it from consciousness through our thoughts, through our words, into physical manifestation through the actions that we take. But it's coming through you. It's not coming from you, not from your human. It's coming through your human. That's why we talk about the human as being a vessel. That's why Albert Einstein said your human vessel is the musical instrument in which your soul plays its music, because it's a vessel that carries the energy through. So you take the divinity, that's the high level consciousness, you take it through the physical body, and you create. We are the ones that are bringing consciousness into form. We are the bridge between heaven and earth. What we create, and we are all, only we can create our reality. Nobody else can create your reality. It is so important that we understand that, and it's so important that we follow our heart in this way. Sorry, going off on one again, aren't I? The last card is beautiful. It's the 6 of Cups. It has a connection to children. I often say we've got to listen to the kids today. We've got to listen to the kids today. Okay, it's not the same as before. You know, kids should be, you know, what is it? Seen and not heard. No, let's listen to the kids, because they've come fresh from the spiritual world. They've come with all the light codes and the frequencies in their DNA that they need in order to carry out heaven on earth. Listen to them, because they are the leaders now. We're just clearing the way. There's also an energy here of inner child healing, because we often have our blocks and our limiting beliefs from our childhood, things that our parents said. You know, I was once told, you'll never be rich, so don't bother trying. I mean, that's just a weird thing to say to a child, isn't it? I mean, but these things stick, don't they? So inner child healing, however you do it, again, numerous modalities. I do have an inner child healing guided meditation on my YouTube channel. Check out the self-healing techniques section of the channel. And it's there somewhere, inner child healing guided meditation. But there are inner child healings all over YouTube, so just put it into YouTube and find one that you resonate with. This is also a nostalgic card, people from the past that are coming back, which I think has been very relevant, very relevant, even if I can't get my words out. It has been all summer because of the Venus in retrograde, but it is like a nostalgia card. It can also be going back to your childhood nostalgically, and what did you enjoy doing? Because when you grew up, you were probably told that you can't waste your time doing that. You were probably told you had to go to work, you got to buy a house, you got to have a family, and now you're stuck with a mortgage and everything else, and you've got to make ends meet, and you can't see a way out of it. So with this card, I'm really understanding it's about looking back at what you enjoyed doing. Did you enjoy dancing? Did you enjoy playing in the gardening? Did you enjoy playing a musical instrument, singing? You know, what was it that you enjoyed doing as a child? Was it coloring? Was it reading? You know, was it gymnastics? What did you enjoy doing as a child? Because very often when children are free to just play without any you know, without any guidance, obviously being observed and everything, but you know what I mean, they will just instinctively do what their soul wants them to do. So it's really important for us to go back and see, what did that little girl or that little boy want to do? How did they want to express themselves? That's what it's about, isn't it? How did they want to express themselves? And the other definition or interpretation of this card is a happy village life. It's happy village, you know, and I think that's lovely. It's like a community. It's a community card, and I feel very strongly about this here in the Costa Blanca. I have a real sense of community and often have community events. I've got one on the autumn equinox, which we're looking forward to. So yeah, bringing the community together, reaching out to your community, helping each other in the community. Everyone is unique. There's no competition. Everyone's just following their passions, supporting each other. And it's a beautiful feeling, because we need this for heaven on earth. You know, I mean, we are the only ones creating our reality. But if we're going to create heaven on earth for the whole collective, then we need that community, don't we? So, and remember, the community is a reflection of you. So the more you love yourself, the more loving community you will have. The more you explore your divine gifts, the more you will see divine gifts being shared in the community. It's beautiful, isn't it? Do you see how much power you have over creating heaven on earth? Do you see your role in the community? Can you see it now? By loving yourself and following your heart and doing what you love, you're actually creating a collective that does the same. You're giving permission to other people to live their highest life, their highest vision, their version of heaven on earth. You do it, you give permission to others. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I get quite emotional. I want to thank you so much, one, for getting to the end of the video, but two, I want to thank you for the role that you're playing in creating heaven on earth. You wouldn't be watching if you didn't have an open heart and you were following your highest path as well. I honor you for doing that. I give you gratitude for doing that, and I love you. I love you. I love you. See you next time. Bye for now.